Throughout the years, I've captured a lot of people on camera, whether it's because they wanted to get better at pull-ups, handstand push-ups, whether it's because they wanted to do the CrossFit Open or not. No matter what the reason, everyone has a story, whether if it's something as simple as, oh yeah, I did my first pull-up, or I did my handstand push-ups for the first time, or I got my first rope climb, or yeah, the open maybe push past limits that I didn't realize I was able to get past. And then there's other stories that really capture your heart and make you think deeper and more meaningful than that first pull-up or than that first rope climb, or whatever the case may be in terms of fitness. Some people are using CrossFit to change their lives, whether it's that person who lost 100 pounds, is off medication, can sleep better at night, doesn't have that uncomfortable feeling throughout the day. And there's other people who are suffering from maybe even more deeper systemic issues that they're carrying with them for decades. Isabella Fitness is that place where you can have that supportive environment. And I just met with someone who suffers from PTSD. I'm sure there are a ton of people who would benefit from her story and would benefit from what she has been able to take away from joining Isabella Fitness. She believes that so many people could benefit, whether it's from us or whether it's from any other CrossFit facility, from exercise and from the community that we foster in CrossFit in general. We want to make people's lives better. Yes, we want you to look better and feel better, but we also want you to be the best version of yourself. And that's one of the main goals here of Isabella Fitness, is that we are able to customize the experience so you leave here a better individual, and that coming here is one of the best hours of your day. Without further ado, I would like you to watch the story about Athena and things that she had to say as to why Isabella Fitness has helped her remediate the symptoms that come along with PTSD. And if you know anyone who suffers from PTSD and would benefit from working with us or working with Athena, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. As she states, one of the main issues that people have with PTSD is that support or lack thereof and that initial push to get in the door. And that is what helped her, and she believes that she can help other people who share some of the same concerns and doubts that she had on day one.
Hi, my name is Athena. I've been with Isabella Fitness for 5 months. I'm a field nurse. My company contracts out of the VA, so I do a lot of wound care for the veterans. I can go to these veterans' houses and take care of them, because they did so much for our country, and I want to give back to them. I was diagnosed with PTSD 14 years ago. Some people deal with it differently than others. Unfortunately, in my case, it was severe PTSD, and I just couldn't cope. Unfortunately, back then I didn't have the support system. There are other people out there that are not getting the help, and they feel alone. At least if they can come to a place that's positive, they can help them. I come here because it's a way of me coping with PTSD. Even research has proven that when a person has PTSD, it's like your endorphins come out and you're happy. You just like it, you like that feeling. And that's what happens with me. I like that feeling. I'm less stressed. My symptoms have decreased a lot. My kids have, they're like, oh mom, you're not a neurotic. You're not complaining that the outside lights are not on. You're more stress-free, and they like that. I'm glad I came here because I've been living in Sayreville for 2 years, and I pass this place all the time, and I'm like, I want to go in, but then I felt intimidated, and I was like, oh God. But I finally did go in. I finally came in last year, and it was a struggle, but I did it, and I'm glad I did it.
What finally got you to try it out? What was that turning point?
because when I want to say about 10 years ago, a friend of mine introduced me to capoeira, and I was really good at it. And then 2 years ago, I had to stop because I had a stroke. So then, even my kids had mentioned it to me, and goes, "Mom, you're a wreck. You know, your symptoms are coming back again, and why don't you join, get a hobby or something? Sometimes that decreases your stress and stuff." And my oldest son goes, "Oh, hey, there's a fitness place up the road. Why don't you go?" And I was like, "All right, I'll try." And then I did. I finally came in. I guess my kids are my motivation, because I don't want to. I know that they've been through this journey with me. They don't quite understand what PTSD is, but they know that they need to keep the lights on for me. There's no why but you're too old, you shouldn't be afraid of the dark, but they don't even say that. They just know that we need to keep the lights on for Mom, so we don't have to hear her mouth, but that drives me. My kids drive me, because I don't want them to be like, "Oh, my mom's crazy," or I want them to actually bring their friends over to the house, and I don't want other people saying, "Oh, that's the crazy mother there," and but that's what drives me. I want to be a better person. I want to help other people going through what I'm going through, because it's not easy. A lot of people don't understand. It's like, I hate it when they come out and say, "Oh, you're gonna be okay." No, you don't know that, because we're struggling within ourselves. We're struggling in our minds. We're trying to get through the day. And what I tell people is just tell them, "Hey, I'm here for you. I support you." If you know of anyone that's struggling with PTSD, even depression, because it goes hand in hand. If you know of anyone that does, tell them, "Hey, why don't you come to CrossFit with me and try it out, see how you feel." And take it from there. Even having a group, being around positive people, sometimes you don't get that. And that's where you have to draw the line and say, "You know what, you gotta distance yourselves from people that are negative, and be around people that are positive. They're gonna bring the best out in you." And that's what I had to do to get me going, to get me through these hurdles, because I went through a lot of hurdles. I struggle with it, but I'm doing so much better when it comes to, fitness, and it decreases my stress so much that I feel better about myself.
What made you stick with it? What made you say, "Yeah, this is the right fit"?
I guess because people are not judging you. People are doing their own thing because they want to get fit themselves, and the coaches are really good. They don't judge you either, and they're always correcting you on your form, or but they're not like saying, "Hey, you're doing that wrong," or no, but it's constructive criticism, which you need, and I like that, and that's why I stayed. This is the place I want to be. Kevin kept texting me, "Oh, when are you coming?" And and I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna come this day." And then I'm like, "Oh my God, my work schedule, I'm so sorry." But he didn't give up on me. He, that's what I like about, he didn't give up on me, and that really means a lot when people don't give up on you, and they understand that you have other obligations. But he knew that eventually I will come in, and I did, and I'm glad that I finished it. I'm trying to conquer it. I know that I've noticed that I turned off some of the lights in my house at night, which that's big with me, because my electric bill is so high, but that's why My husband leaves me to pay the electric bill, but I gradually turned them off. But I do know that I need a light on to see. I have to, that's my problem. I can be in the dark, but if I'm in total darkness and I can't see, that's when I'm in survival mode. And that's when it hits me hard. So, but I have decreased it. I'm like, yeah, my electric bill is really high. I really need to start turning off the lights. It's working. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to conquer it and just forget about everything. I don't know, because I have to take it day by day.
What do you think is the main driver of why exercise does it for you and gets you like really in a good state?
It makes me feel good. It does. It makes me, I don't know, it's just something that you want to do because, one, you want to lose weight. You want to look good in your clothes, but it just makes you, it really does, it makes you feel good, and that's what I want. I want to feel good. I don't want to feel miserable, or I don't want to think about things that were in the past, and they shouldn't think about that. And this is what it does that for me. And when I get home, and that's when the kids are like, oh, Mom, you're really, you're really in a good mood. You're really, and that's what I like. I don't want them to come out and say, my mom's miserable again, or she's having an episode and stuff. I don't want that, and I know that it hurts them. I want to do stuff that will decrease my stress, and this is what it does here. It's a support system, and sometimes you have to take them by the hand and say, hey, you know what? I think this is really good for you. I think this will change you. Why don't you try it? There are days that you're gonna feel good, and that's the day that, hey, you know what? And that was the day that I felt good, and I was like, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna find out information, and I did. But sometimes you just need to grab them by the hand and say, hey, let's come, let's exercise. And you actually do you feel so good about yourself. And right now I'm feeling good about myself.
It seems like what you always come back to is that social aspect. So if we can get more people to understand that this community will support people and support you, it could help with that.
I think it's because it's it's not about, I don't want to say it, but they're judgmental. I've had one person come out and tell me, I just want to shake you and just maybe just knock some sense into you and you'll be fine. Doesn't work that way.
Who are you saying is judgmental? A regular person on the street?
A regular person off the street that doesn't understand. And it doesn't work that way. I battled it for a couple of years without getting treatment, without even knowing what was going on with me. My life was spiraling out of control until a good friend of mine, he says, no, you gotta go into treatment. You gotta do something because this is not you.
If there's one thing that you can tell the world who can't relate and doesn't understand about PTSD, what would that one message be?
Please be understanding. Don't tell them that it's gonna be okay. Just be there, just support them. They're battling something that you don't understand.